Are you tired of using the same old vocabulary and getting low band scores on your IELTS speaking? I'm here to help you with this unique one-on-one IELTS speaking session that will teach you better words to get higher band scores. Band 9 vocabulary is underlined in the subtitles. Check out their definitions in the video description below. Now, let's begin and master the English language. Welcome to the speaking section of the IELTS exam. My name is Adrian. I will be your examiner for this part of the test. I will give you instructions for each of the 3 parts. May I see your identification? What is your full name? For part 1, I will ask you a couple of questions to get to know you better, and some questions on a general topic. What do you do in your free time? How did you get to this exam? Let's talk about languages. Why do people learn languages? How often do you use English? Where do you use English frequently? Who do you speak English to the most? How have learning languages changed? If you could learn another language, what would it be and why? That is the end of part 1. We will now continue with part 2. Dynamic thinking is vital for success in the IELTS exam. When asked, why do people learn languages? You must quickly come up with the thoughts and vocabulary. People acquire languages to work, study, and live abroad. When asked, how has learning languages changed over the past few decades? You must be able to come up with the rapid improvements in technology and globalization. Learning languages has become far more advanced these days than in the past. Learn to think dynamically by practicing regularly. You can do this through your premium IELTS website account at aehelp.com by clicking on the Student Partner Speaking for free. Practice with your peers. That is the end of part 1. We will now continue with part 2. For this part, I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to read these. Think about your answers. You can take notes in this 1 minute time if you wish, and then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. I will tell you when to start and when to stop. Talk about a dangerous object that you have used. Your 1 minute preparation time begins now. Your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking. That is the end of part 2. Your time is up. Please put the note paper and your pencil to the side and we will... In part 2, your 1-minute preparation time is the most important 60 seconds of your entire IELTS speaking interview. Why? Because your part 2 and part 3 topics are connected. So the vocabulary and ideas that you come up with during that 1 minute is absolutely critical for good communication. My number 1 tip is during that 1 minute time, don't just think about one idea to answer that cue card. In this case, talking about a dangerous object, don't just think about a pair of scissors, but think about other objects as well, like a kitchen knife or even a chainsaw. These ideas will be useful not only in part 2, but also in part 3. Send us your part 2 recording to this email address, also in the video description below, and we will listen and give you a free band score estimate. We will now continue with part 3. For this part, I will ask you a question related to your response and some questions connected to the topic of part 2. Who taught you how to use a chainsaw? Part 2, speaking, is always followed by a question directly related to your response. In this case, the examiner asks, who taught you how to use a chainsaw? Stay calm. Think before you speak. Then, relate your response to the topic of the cue card, dangerous object. It was my uncle who taught me 5 years ago to use the chainsaw step by step, paying attention what to be careful about so I do not injure myself. Once you've practiced these skills, make sure to use the speaking interview practice button in your My Student account to book a professional mock IELTS speaking exam with a native English speaking tutor. Let's talk about dangerous objects. What are some common objects around the home which can be dangerous when used incorrectly? Remember how I said that your planning in part 2 will be very important for questions in part 3? Well, here is the perfect case. When the examiner asks, what are some common objects around the house that are dangerous? If you thought about scissors and a kitchen knife for your response in part 2, you can now use that to answer quickly and get that high band score for fluency and coherence. Practice answering this question. Send it to this email address and collect this badge. After you have collected 3 different badges from 3 different videos, you will earn a 10-minute speaking interview with a native English speaking professional.
I'm Ali from Iran. Today I got my IELTS test report form with an overall band score of 8. I wanted to thank you and the incredible team of AE Help for the journey we started a few months ago together. I followed your YouTube courses and of course the premium material on the website, and I'm quite delighted with the outcome. Thank you.
Do you like what our former student Ali had to say? And do you want to be our next IELTS success story? Then join our premium IELTS package at aehelp.com. Use the code DO9TY for an additional 10% discount. Click the link in the video description below to get access to all of our practice exams, lesson videos, interactive course, and an app for your phone. We are an IDP affiliate, British Council partner, IELTS Test Registration Center, and I'm a certified British Council agent. Begin learning for success today. Subscribe to our channel. Click over here. Watch another video. Click right up here. And click our IELTS Hero to join our premium package and get access to all of our videos, practice exams, and a fully interactive course.